Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now, TGIF. To you and yours, I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a new trial for a Conewango man charged in a Jamestown rape case has been scheduled in Chautauqua County Court. Details coming up.
Plus, Jamestown police are warning parents and children following an investigation into a suspicious person. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a look at our forecast. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the end of another work week. We'll give you a live look from the Seneca Allegheny Casino in Salamanca. Blue sky overhead, and that's going to be the story throughout the day today. We'll give you a quick look at First Defense Doppler with the satellite and radar data. Again, not a whole lot of clouds on the southern tier, maybe just a few high clouds that are not picked up on the visible satellite imagery. Otherwise, that's going to be the story throughout the day today, so get out and enjoy it. 66 was the high yesterday, 43 was the low this morning. It was a chilly morning, but this actually isn't too far off from average for this time of the year. The record for today is 82, set back just 2 years ago in 2017. And current fall foliage, I mentioned this yesterday, it's nearing peak or currently at peak up in the Adirondacks, so that is a place to be for the cooler, for the best colors because they've had the cooler temperatures so far. Down here in the southern tier, we have to get a little bit more cooler temperatures for the colors to change. Hour by hour through the day, temperatures upper 60s, lower to mid 70s through the afternoon. Lots of sun, a bit warmer. Will this pattern last? We'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Back to you, Justin and Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story. A new trial has been scheduled for a Conewango man charged with first-degree rape and 2 counts of first-degree criminal sexual act. Chautauqua County Court Clerk told WNY News Now the jury selection for 34-year-old Dennis Park will begin December 3rd in Chautauqua County Court. The clerk confirmed that a mistrial was previously ruled by Judge David Foley earlier this summer. Now, Park is accused of sexually assaulting a woman at knife point during an incident last July on Marion Street in the city of Jamestown. He remains in Chautauqua County Jail without bail. Now, First Assistant District Attorney Michael Flaherty will represent the Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office, while Public Defender Ned Barone will represent Park.
And City of Jamestown police issued a warning to parents and children following a suspicious encounter between a man and child walking to school yesterday. Police say the child was walking on Cole Avenue at East Virginia Boulevard when a tall white man in his 30s approached. The man reportedly followed and eventually ran after the child before running into a wooded area near the Goranson Bandshell in Allen Park. Officers described the man as having dark hair, wearing dark-colored clothing and a long-sleeve shirt with camo design on its back. Police say they are working closely with Jamestown Public Schools to investigate this matter. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Jamestown Police Department.
One person was flown to a regional hospital via medical helicopter Thursday evening following a crash on I-86 near Randolph. The 2-vehicle crash happened in the eastbound lane between the Randolph and Steenburg exits. New York State Police say 36-year-old Daniel Huff of Gowanda was stopped half in the driving lane and shoulder before he was rear-ended by a pickup driven by 36-year-old Lee Finch of Frewsburg. Police say Finch told troopers he thought the vehicle was moving, and when he looked off the road and looked back, he didn't have enough time to exit his lane. Huff was airlifted to Hammett Hospital with back injuries. Finch, meanwhile, was treated for minor facial cuts from glass. Traffic was diverted at the Randolph exit while crews were at the scene.
And a motion to support state legislation to ban the use of flavored e-cigarette liquids did not pass during this week's Chautauqua County Legislature meeting. The motion, sponsored by Legislative Chairman P.J. Wendell, was an attempt to address the rising concerns of vaping in public schools. The vice president of Yeti Vape, Brian Ellis, spoke against the measure during the public comment section of the meeting. Ellis says banning the flavors would open a black market for the product.
Let's not penalize the adult nicotine consumer who has made a successful transition from cigarettes to vaping. A flavor ban is not the answer. It would be just the beginning of a black market where people would get product with no quality control that may cause illness.
Now, Ellis says in order to address the youth vaping epidemic, laws will have to be passed to properly regulate the product. He wants to eliminate child-friendly distribution points by having vapor products only available in dedicated shops, similar to how liquor is sold here in New York State. Ellis also says stores that sell vaping products should use electronic age verification and eliminate brands that target children directly. As a coach and physical education teacher, Wendell says his primary concern remains with student safety.
I've had kids come to me saying that they've tried vaping. Somehow they were addicted to vaping. I've heard school administrators talking to me personally that have said it's a growing issue they have.
Now, the lawmaker says he does not want to attack the vaping industry, but rather looks for a good solution to stop young people from vaping. Wendell looks forward to working with companies like Yeti Vape on proposing viable regulations for the industry. Now, this month, New York State became the first state to ban the sale of flavors used in e-cigarettes, although the emergency regulation will expire in 90 days unless it is renewed. State lawmakers are also now pushing to include menthol in the ban. So certainly, Matt, a lot of emotions high on both sides of this. And from the voting on Wednesday during that meeting, it seems like a lot of the lawmakers still want to have something done. They just don't want to act too quickly.
Yeah, and I think hearing from certain members, both locally and through the state, a lot of the thing right now is, do you take away that choice?
Right.
Do you not? Then how do you balance that with public safety? I think it's something, Justin, that is going to be talked about for a long time. Kind of reminds me of looking back in history when smoking first became a thing.
Right.
Rephrase. I mean, smoking was a thing, but then it became
the battle on smoking
yes,
first became a thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it certainly, we see that there's a number of people who are getting sick all across the country due to vaping. At the same time, you have the right and the liberty to vape. Stores like Yeti Vape, Ellis says, they don't allow anyone under 18 in there. They scan your ID, much like they would at a supermarket when you're buying alcohol. So certainly things like that seem like that should be the next step for this. So we'll see what happens. The conversation will continue. Let us know in the comments too what you think. Where do you stand on vaping? Do you vape? Do you not vape? Do you think vaping's bad? Do you think it's good? Well, maybe not good for your health, but good to have the right to do it anyways. So hello to Teresa. Good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cindy, hello to you. Great to see you as always. Renee, David, and Joseph are all here with us as well. Hello to Charlie, June, and Andrea. Thank you all so much for joining us here on this Friday on WNY News Now. Coming up, New York is relaxing party enrollment deadlines to make it easier to cast a ballot in primary elections. Why? We'll tell you next.
But first, various Jamestown Fire Department companies will be closed for parts of the day. Dakota.
And we'll take a live look at the HD News Now cam. Nothing but blue skies smiling at you now. We're at 64. There's your southerly wind. That's bringing in the warmer temperatures and the air pressure above 30 inches, which means high pressure is overhead. But some changes are on the way. We'll talk about it as WNY News Now continues in a minute, so don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I've walked my talk. I've brought officials to meet the community. It should be a government by the people, for the people. I've stood alone to represent the citizens of the city for transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility. My values haven't changed. I stand for you. Vote November 5th. Liuzzo for mayor.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
And happening now, the Jamestown Professional Firefighters Local 137 is continuing their campaign to highlight understaffing within the department in a series of Facebook posts announcing the closure of the local firehouses. The posts come just weeks after the organization president, Sean Schilling, told WNY News Now and other media that the Jamestown Fire Department has been severely understaffed, leaving a, quote, unnecessary risk to citizens throughout the city.
We're not properly staffed. As I said in the press release, there is a conglomerate in the nation of firefighting professionals that take the size and the population and the makeup of a city such as Jamestown, and they recommend a minimum staffing level, and he is not currently meeting that, or hasn't most of his term as mayor of the city of Jamestown.
Now, since 2009, Schilling says that calls for emergency service to the Jamestown Fire Department have steadily increased, while the number of firefighters available to respond have decreased. Schilling adds that current policy places residents at risk by only having enough firefighters to staff the city's ambulance, leaving the ladder truck out of service.
Well, New York is relaxing party enrollment deadlines to make it easier to cast a ballot in primary elections under a new bill that was signed yesterday. The new law gives voters until February 14th to enroll in a party to vote in the April presidential primary or June congressional and state primaries. Under the old law, voters had to sign up for a party up to a year before a primary if they wanted to participate. This year, voters would have until October 11th to enroll in a party in order to cast a ballot in the primary elections. Now, the deadlines kept many people from voting in the 2016 primary, including many supporters of Bernie Sanders, who has been unaffiliated and didn't enroll as a Democrat in time to cast a ballot. Now, on the Republican side, 2 of Donald Trump's children failed to register in time to vote for their father in the GOP primary for president. Now, the change removes an unnecessary hurdle to voting and will encourage more New Yorkers to get involved in their democracy. That's according to New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo, who signed the bill yesterday.
It still feels like summer in many parts of the country, but the CDC wants everyone to start thinking about getting a flu vaccine right now. Less than half of American adults got the flu vaccine last year, and Nadia Romero explains the urgency after 2 record-breaking flu seasons in 10 years.
The coughing, the sneezing, and the body aches will make an unwanted comeback during the next flu season, with the recommendation from health officials pretty clear.
Vaccination is clearly the best prevention.
Thursday morning, the Centers for Disease Control and the Health and Human Services Secretary held a joint press conference to urge you to do just that. The people most at risk are pregnant women, the chronically ill, seniors, and children under the age of 5. And last year, only half of adults got the vaccine. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar says seniors get vaccinated more often than other adults, but
people 65 and older account for a majority of the flu deaths and hospitalizations we see each season.
Pediatric deaths saw a decline last year at 135 during the longest flu season in a decade, according to the CDC. But the season before saw a record-breaking number of flu-related deaths.
They've put her in the ICU. She's in critical condition.
It was in early 2018 that this 37-year-old Indiana mother died when she got the flu, and then it escalated to pneumonia and inflammation of the lungs.
Flu can be very serious, and it kills tens of thousands of Americans every year. But flu vaccines are safe and effective.
Even if it only gives you a 10 or 20% edge to help you fight off the flu, I mean, that 10 or 20% might have saved Carly's life.
A grim reminder for everyone that the influenza is deadly for all ages. In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero.
Alrighty, Nadia, thank you. Now, the CDC recommends that everyone get the flu vaccine by the end of October. You can visit vaccinefinder.org to find a place nearby to get the vaccine.
Well, the annual Jamestown Out of the Darkness Walk, hosted by the Community Alliance for Suicide Prevention, will be held on October 5th at St. Luke's Episcopal Church here in Jamestown. Registration opens at 8:30 a.m. and opening remarks and the walk are set to start at 10. Those who are unable to partake in the walk are invited to stop in and make a donation or purchase a baked good. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention will also have merchandise for sale, a ticket raffle and basket raffle, or local suicide prevention resources. The walk supports the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's education and supports program, and its goal is to reduce the annual U.S. rate of suicide by 20% by the year 2025. Now, officials say last year more than $21 million were raised nationwide for that effort. Pretty impressive number.
Absolutely. And they said, what, that happens every year?
Yeah, every year here in Jamestown, and certainly you see, it seems like every year it seems to grow too, where they get more people involved in walking for suicide, and certainly, you know, we've talked about this on the program, and it is hard sometimes for media to talk about suicide. You know, we don't cover suicides in the community unless it is public. You know, that's kind of by our ethical guidelines, and I think this is a good thing. In the last decade or so, it seems like there has been more talk about it, which in turn raises more awareness to tell people who maybe are considering it to say stop. It's not worth, your life is worth way more than whatever may be going on, and get some help. And I think the resources have grown, and we've seen that. So.
Absolutely. Taking a look over here in the comments, it seems like a lot of people right now are talking about vaping.
Yeah, still one of our biggest things. Dave said he tried vaping himself, and it gave him a sore throat. And June chimes in. She's like, yeah, it's the same thing as smoking. People know 110% they can get sick and or die from it. They choose to do it either way. It's your choice. She said, they need to put the time and money into more important things, in her opinion, when it comes to vaping. So certainly, thank you for sharing all of your opinions with us. And if you missed the vaping story, don't worry. It's posted right now on WNY News Now's mobile app and website. Just search WNY News Now on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store to download, or visit WNYNewsNow.com. Great to see Dawn. Hopefully you are doing well, and a big happy Friday to you. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by live with this weekend's First Defense weather forecast.
And later on, an alternative to trick-or-treating in the village of Faulkner this year, as News Now continues.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back. And want to kick off this weather segment with a viewer image that came in on Snapchat yesterday. This is from Aaron in Westfield. Now, this is a very interesting cloud. Now, to me, this either looks like a superhero flexing or it's a frog. Because do you see it here, the two little eyes right here? I don't know. What do you guys think this is? It's either a superhero flexing or to me, it's either a frog with the two eyes. I don't know. But whatever you see in that, that's a gorgeous picture. Thanks to Aaron. And again, if you have any pictures, Hunters WX, Facebook and Twitter, and also the Facebook page for First Defense Weather on Facebook is where we can share it with us. Lows this morning, 43 in Jamestown, 45 in Dunkirk, 52 in Erie. But look at Bradford, PA, 35 degrees. Oh boy, you know what's coming pretty soon. I'm not even going to say it. Jamestown's football game is tonight in Clarence, or if you're heading to Buffalo to the game, not a whole lot of change in the forecast here. Lots of sunshine at kickoff. It's not going to dip off as cool now. I think there's going to be a few more clouds hanging around, so mostly cloudy between 8 and 9 o'clock, so temperatures should hang out into the lower 70s throughout the game, and go Red Raiders. Here's what's going on the satellite and radar composite. Warm front's going to push on through. That's why we're warmer today, thanks to the presence of the warm front and the southerly wind. Strong cold front back here. This is actually going to be coming our way pretty much on Saturday, and with that, NOAA Storm Prediction Center has the entire region under a less than average marginal risk. That's this darker green. That's a level 1 out of 5 for the chance for maybe a couple stronger thunderstorms Saturday. We'll show it to you here on Future Scan. We'll just fast forward through today because there's nothing going on today. Boring weather day, but boring weather day means great for you to get out and do some do any outdoor activities. This is by about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see already these showers and thunderstorms starting to pop, and the best chance for rain tomorrow is mainly going to be in the morning, early afternoon. It'll taper off as we go throughout the afternoon hours. We still can't rule out the possibility for a few more showers into the afternoon hours on Saturday, but the majority of that rain will be on Saturday morning heading into Saturday afternoon. Looking longer range out, Climate Prediction Center believes we may see a shot of cooler air coming in by about the second week of October. So this would be fall-like weather. Below average temperatures are favored over the next 8 to 14 days heading out into the second week of course, October. So we'll see how that goes. All right, zone forecast, weather where you are here, eastern areas, Randolph may end the day around 72. Also the same thing in Warren. A good recovery after a chilly morning and milder by the afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the future down the road the next 7 days here. 70 on Sunday. And again, a Bills and Pats game, New Era Field, looking great for that. Temperatures actually go above average. The record high for the 1st of October is 81 degrees, set back in 1988. We'll see if we can break that. And then fall returns by next Thursday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
Hey, welcome back to WNY News Now. We interrupt with some live breaking news. Jamestown police are reporting a pretty large drug bust and gun seizure here in the city of Jamestown. Matt, they tell us at least 7 people were arrested in this raid.
Yeah, 7 people arrested, Justin. Appears to be 5.5 ounces of fentanyl, 17 grams of crystal meth, a quantity of Suboxone strips, about $1,700 in cash, were allegedly seized from an upper apartment at 225 Tower Street.
Yeah, so we'll, of course, continue to have much more on WNYNewsNow.com throughout the day. Sports is next. Stay with us.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Joy sports fans, it is Friday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. In Class AA high school football action, tonight at 7 o'clock, the Clarence Red Devils will be hosting the Jamestown Red Raiders. Another conference football game in play tonight at 7 o'clock is the Kenmore West Blue Devils going on the road to face off against the Williamsville East Flames for a Section 6 Class A1 game. A Class B3 game, which will be in play tonight at 7 o'clock, is the Olean Huskies hosting the Depew Wildcats. Tonight with a 7 o'clock puck drop, the Jamestown Rebels will play their first game of a 3-game road series against the Northeast Generals. The Rebels are off to an 0-2 start into their season, losing their last game 1-0 versus the Topeka Pilots last Saturday. Meanwhile, Northeast is 2-4 in their year thus far, winning their last game also on last Saturday 2-1 against the Aberdeen Wings. The game can be streamed on Hockey TV, and game updates will be provided on the Jamestown Rebels team website. With a 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday afternoon, the 3-0 Buffalo Bills will host a divisional game versus the 3-0 New England Patriots. Buffalo is coming off of a 21-17 win against the Cincinnati Bengals last Sunday. With a win, Buffalo will have their first 4-0 start to a season since 2008. The Pats, like Buffalo, won their last game, a 30-14 victory against the New York Jets. The game will be televised on CBS. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. As always, the Falconer Fire Department is gearing up to host their first annual Trunk or Treat event coming up on Halloween. The event will take place from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Falconer Fire Hall on October 31st. Officials say the Trunk or Treat events have grown pretty popular in recent years, and as families continue to seek fun and safe alternatives to trick-or-treating door to door. That's one of the main reasons why they brought it here to Falconer. Now, costumed children walked through a parking lot, stopping at cars that have decorated trunks to receive candy. The department is asking for the community to sign up to host a decorated trunk for the event. Prizes will be handed out for the best designs. Those interested in hosting a trunk need to register by Friday, October 25th. Forms can be picked up by calling Penny Eckerd at 716-664-1443. The group is still holding their annual party inside the fire hall. That consists of food, music, and plenty of games. So pretty cool event there, Dakota. And Matt has stepped out to cover some of that breaking news that we just reported on. But I think it's great. There's so much to do around here. I mean, Jamestown has a number of events. There's community churches that put on events.
I think they still have the... the party on Halloween in Allen Park.
Yes,
I think they still have that going on in the old Allen Park rink.
Yeah, they do it, and Falconer really is cool, and I like that they're still doing the event inside the fire hall. But for me, that always holds a place in my heart because it's a little tight. That's what we would do. We would go trick or treating in our immediate neighborhood, and then go there as things got darker to continue. And the thing is, Halloween too bad it couldn't happen like in June because then it'd be so bright outside. But unfortunately, the sun goes down so early now, especially in another month's time. It is becoming more dangerous to walk along the street and to do that. So it's great to see a good alternative.
I think last year I only had 5 kids who stopped by my house for trick-or-treating. So it's not as popular as it used to be, unfortunately. No. But I mean, at least we do have these events where, you can get out and still have some fun and still look very scary. Speaking of being scary, let's take a look at the Bills-Patriots game at New Era Field. Yeah, that'll be scary. So 65 at kickoff at 1 o'clock, 67 by halftime, 68 by the fourth quarter. Lots of sunshine, so if you're heading to New Era Field, it's looking good. And I got to say, go Patriots. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, it is what it is.
Somebody's going to leave New Era Field 4-0.
Yeah, somebody will, and we'll see who it is. I'm rooting for the Bills myself, but we'll see what happens. May the best team win.
Yeah. So let's see. Is our sports department going to be happy Monday morning, or is the weather office going to be happy Monday morning?
We'll see.
There's going to be tension.
We'll see what happens. Dakota, thanks. Hey, that's it for us. We're back here Monday, no matter who wins the game. News continues 24/7. At WNYNewsNow.com. When you're on the go, stay in the know. Download our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now in the place that you get apps. Have a great weekend.